Tonight's bedtime story is called Little Miss Somersault, read by the same artists. Miss Somersault is the sort of person who doesn't just go out for a walk. Oh no, not Miss Somersault. She is too full of energy for that. Rather than walking everywhere, she cartwheels everywhere. She doesn't just walk through her front door. That would be too easy. She built a house where she could climb over the roof first. Miss Somersault doesn't just sit in a chair. She balances on it. Miss Somersault doesn't walk around things, she jumps right over them. And rather than answer the telephone as you all might, well, just look at her. The other day, when she was cartwheeling past Mr. Rory's house, he called out to her. "There's a leaf on my roof. Could you please get it down for me?" he asked. There we go. Mr. Rory had spent the whole morning worrying that the leaf might make his roof fall in. "I have a long ladder," he added. Miss Somersault said, "I don't need a ladder." And quick as a flash, she climbed on top of Mr. Rory's house and got the leaf off. A little further down the lane, Miss Somersault came to Mr. Skinny's house. Mr. Skinny was at the top of the ladder, painting his roof. Unfortunately, Mr. Bump came around the corner and walked under the ladder. Or rather, he tried to walk under the ladder, but being Mr. Bump, he walked straight into it. Bump. You can see what happened. Miss Somersault had seen it all happen, and without the thought of the ladder lying on the ground, she climbed to the top of Mr. Skinny's house and carried him safely to the ground, under her arm. He wasn't very heavy. By the next morning, everybody had heard about Miss Somersault's daring deeds. The telephone rang. It was Mr. Uppity. "There's an umbrella stuck in my chimney. I hear you're good at climbing onto roofs. I expect you here in 5 minutes. Mr. Uppity's house is one of the biggest houses you will ever have seen. To climb to the top of Mr. Uppity's house would be a real challenge," said Miss Somersault to herself. It took her no time at all for Miss Somersault to climb onto Mr. Uppity's roof. "That was easy," she said as she balanced on the chimney pot. Then she looked down at the ground far below her. That was the last thing she should have done. Miss Somersault suddenly felt dizzy. Her knees began to tremble. Everything began to spin round and round. Miss Somersault had discovered she was afraid of heights. Luckily, Mr. Tickle happened to be passing. He stretched out one of his extraordinary long arms. Do you think he wanted to tickle Miss Somersault? Of course he did, but not before he had brought her safely down to the ground. "Stop it," laughed Miss Somersault. "I promise I won't do anything so foolish again." And off went Mr. Tickle to look for somebody else to tickle. That evening Miss Somersault was sitting, that's right, sitting in her armchair. Suddenly the telephone rang. "My hat has blown off," said a voice at the other end, "and it's landed on the roof of my house. Could you—" Miss Somersault's face turned pale. "Who's this?" she asked at a trembling voice. "It's Mr. Small," said Mr. Small. Miss Somersault breathed a huge sigh of relief. "I'll be there in 5 minutes," she said, and off she somersaulted. Time for our top 15.